And I shortened this
Hey,
for you, Nemo.
Tony, call this number back. I need $25 for this walk around sit down chair.
Productions.
Good evening and welcome to Been Around the Block podcast. Thank you so much for joining us live on Facebook and on YouTube. And very special welcome to those that are joining us for the first time. This is episode 43 and hopefully many more to come. This has been something that's been very special. Just the last 90 days, we've been able to reach 2.2 million people. It's nearly 750,000 per month. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our page. And please don't forget to share with anyone that might be affected by alcoholism or drug addiction. This pace, we hope to keep growing and continue on our mission to help destigmatize addiction and prove that not only your life won't be boring, but the best years are yet to come. We also need to note that the Been Around the Block is no way associated with, affiliated, nor endorse any specific program of recovery. Our view is that your story is your story, and there are many ways that people get into recovery. Without any further ado, my name is Brooks Southard. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook at Quirky Cliche Name, and I'm one of your gracious voices that have been around the block. We also have Christopher T. Ross on Facebook and Instagram at Chris DeBurr. And then our favorite national content creator, Bradley Nemo Sparks. And you guys know where to find him, but you can also find him on Linktree, Nemo Sparks, and soon nemosparks.com. And of course, our guest for episode 43, none other than the infamous Rick Sennett. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing real good.
Good.
Doing great.
That whole spring forward has kind of screwed me up, but
yeah, I'm a little bit winded from that. I don't know what it is, but so we were gonna try and do this live in the studio tonight. However, Mr. Sennett was working on a mural, and I'm just gonna go and throw that up there out in Seminole. Isn't that right? Isn't that where you said you were?
Yep, I'm in Seminole trying to finish up this job.
So it just blows my mind. So this is the first one he sent me, which just the colors on that it's just absolutely blows my mind. And then this is what else he sent me. So, and yeah, if you've ever driven in Oklahoma, you've probably seen Rick Sennett's work and also the Save the Monarchs license plate designer that. And aren't you like, I've been following you on Facebook. Aren't you working on a new concept license plate for the state?
Yeah, I am actually. It's it's this contest, but it's for the Oklahoma City Zoo. And
Okay.
I kind of got intrigued with these license plate deals. I think it was back in 2017 I was approached and by a nonprofit, and here I am doing license plates somehow.
So, how long have you been doing? Like, I obviously know you've been doing art for some time. Did you go to school, or like,
No,
what's
man,
your
I
background on that?
no, I just predominantly self-taught or taught by people that I've had the luxury of working for, quite honestly. I when I was a kid, and still to this day, I'm kind of high strung. When I was a kid, I was really high strung, and that was before they had all these diagnoses, I think, or something like that, back in the 70s, early 70s. And my mother, just to kind of try to hone me in one day at the dinner table out of the restaurant with some friends, I was like a lot of kids do. I was just bouncing off the walls and running all over the place. It was hard. I was hard to control, and I can remember this moment clearly, just like it was yesterday. I was about 4 or 5, and she pulled a ink pen out of her purse at the table. This was at a Western Sizzlin on the south side of Oklahoma City.
Nice.
And she pulled an ink pen out of her purse and grabbed a napkin and challenged me to sit down and draw her a picture on the napkin. And I drew a picture, and whether or not it was actually any good or not, she acted as if it was, and showed it to the friends at dinner and stuff. And she later told me that she found that if she put me down in front of a piece of paper with an ink pen, that I would just focus. I'd go from bouncing off the walls to just dial in on this ink pen and this piece of paper. And so that was her method of kind of, getting me to, kind of focus, I guess, and behave. And so, from that point on, my parents always, I'm so grateful because, they always encouraged me to pursue creativity, from that point on. So, you know, it was I knew, and everyone around me knew, and was encouraging me to pursue art as a career, I guess. And
It's really
so, you
neat.
know, hmm?
It's really neat. So just
Yeah. So, you know, I ended up, you know, just as an artist, I kind of, you know, I ended up, you know, drawing and stuff. And you know, I didn't have the money to go to school or anything like that, but I just by, you know, the way divine, you know, intervention or what, I don't know what you want to call it, but I ended up working here and there for some very talented people that uh, allowed me to learn from them. And I just used that strategically to kind of hone my career.
Now, is that what you've always done as far as a career?
Yeah, well, I've had a few clock in, clock out jobs. You know, I've been a full-time working artist for the better part of 35 years, but there was
Wow.
I spent a little time in the garment industry in San Francisco, which is
oh
where I
wow.
got my printing background. In music also, you know, just artwork in the music scene and stuff. And then let's see, I had a job at the Science Museum in Oklahoma for 2 years, and you know, and outside of that, I've always been self-employed.
So did you? So I see you do a lot of murals and stuff like that. Did you ever do graffiti?
You know, I never did do graffiti, although I was a big fan of it, and was kind of tuned in to the scene at the time. You know, when I first got into graffiti and the, you know, kind of watching these guys and gals back in the early '90s, late '80s, early '90s. But you know, I look back now, and it, although I was aligned with a lot of people in that world, kind of the lowbrow art scene, if you will. Uh, I I took an approach to where I could legally paint and get paid to do it, you
Yeah.
know, and I don't I mean, I don't know, it wasn't by design, it just happened that way. So I remember in the beginning I was like, wow, I'm actually getting, I've got permission to paint this wall and I'm getting paid to do it.
That's
And I
really cool.
remember thinking to myself, I was like, I've got something figured out here. I don't, how'd this happen?
Man, that's
That's
really
awesome.
awesome, dude. Yeah, I think that uh, like I so I have some art background. I did go to design school for a little bit, but that's kind of, it's funny that you said that your mom just sat you down. It was my brother that sat me down, showed me how to draw a Ninja Turtle,
Hmm.
and basically the rest is history. I wound up getting into music, obviously, and stuff like that. But I think that's really cool.
It, it
I just want to we've already got a couple people chime in. Louisiana, we got Boulevard, Tennessee, chiming in. We had a couple other people, so welcome, Rick. Thank you for sharing your story. So we got Howdy. I don't, is it Mike Blanco? I don't know who that is. So, and then we also Chris had mentioned this before we pulled you on here. William Mullins, I don't know. He was been a long time follower of the podcast. He passed this week.
mm.
He succumbed to cancer. Isn't that right, guys? I believe.
Yes, I'm not sure exactly what. I mean, from what everybody's been saying, I'm pretty sure it was it brain cancer?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I just knew it was some form of cancer. But
Okay, so William Mullins, guys, he he lives in the same city as us, and you know he goes to some of the same meetings that we go to, and this guy watched our podcast every Sunday and would always throw up encouraging words in the comment section and just
well,
make
we've had some unhinged people in the comment section. He would kind of bring them back. It was, you know, it's really a neat thing.
for sure. And I just want to point out that you know, it wasn't nothing to do with you know, relapse or drugs or addiction. You know, he passed a sober man, so
Yeah, these things happen, unfortunately. So prayers up for the family. Yeah, it's, like I said, that's kind of a bummer,
He was
thing,
a day
man.
one listener. That's for sure. He was like from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's been listening.
So big prayers for them. We also have some people who are watching. Looks like we got from Virginia tonight. St.
Yeah.
Louis, Missouri. The cool thing about this is obviously it'll be in syndication, and we're everybody knows we're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and everything like that. So,
Mhm.
but sorry, I didn't mean to bring the mood down, guys. Let's get back into where we were. I mean, I do that wet blanket type thing sometimes. So,
Let's
so
just hop into the story.
yeah, let's do it. So, let me just kind of, from what you said, you thought about getting into the graffiti art, but you found the sweet spot where you could do it legally and get paid for it. That's kind of the American dream, if you ask me. Hold on, we got
Audio issues.
I think. We can't hear you, Mr. Rick.
He's muted now.
Yeah.
No. See, can you go in there to his audio, Brooks?
Yeah, everything's up. Hey, Rick, just, I guess, X out of the room, come back in. I don't know. I assume he can hear us.
Think so.
There he goes. Okay, there we go. So, Chris is my boy. And it's Cole Ronnie.
Who?
Addiction goes as long as these multiple sclerosis meds are addictive. Cole Ranny.
Cole Rainey. I grew up
Yeah.
with that kid. We grew up together. He's a good friend of mine.
Hell yeah.
So what y'all been doing all day?
I've been trying to nap, honestly. That's just been my goal. I've been somewhat successful. I feel like somebody came in my bedroom last night, beat the shit out of my legs. I don't know why. So it's just
Here he is.
tired. Let's see what we got. All right, he's back. I can hear him. I think.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
There it is.
got. Okay, sorry about that.
No worries.
Are you there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
can
think
you
we're
hear
good.
us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Hey, leave it to me to bring on the. Can you hear? You can hear me now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. No, you're good, man.
Okay, good. Yeah,
Okay.
leave it to me to bring on the technical difficulties. I'm a pro at that.
So here's the deal, man. Every single time, almost religiously, it happens. It's just, and it's like everything will be fine when we're trying to do sound check. Yeah. We're
Right.
in the stages of moving back to doing everything in person. Hopefully within the next 6 months or so. But for now, it's what we got. It's good,
There you
man,
go.
and it works because we can get guests nationally,
Yeah.
all that stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's just jump in, Rick, man. Where we leave? We were talking about the graffiti art. You found this sweet spot, the American dream, that you can paint murals and get paid for it and not have to worry about catching
Yeah.
felonies and shit. So
Well, not that way at least, thank God. It's kind of interesting. So, yeah, where it actually began with me, by the age of 14, I was pretty dead set on being an artist, and at that age, I assume it's just we could be candid here, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So, okay, good. So, I never did experiment with anything. I was getting into skateboarding and stuff like that, around that time pretty heavily. They're in a small town of Mustang, Oklahoma. And so the very first time I tried anything, period, long before drinking or smoking weed or anything of that nature was, at 14, I was given a hit of LSD.
Oh shit.
And,
Oh, yeah.
I had a pretty profound experience, quite honestly, and I can remember it. It was I would equate it to a seemingly spiritual experience, and that set me on a path. Well, it was that very next morning, after hanging out with some older guys and out in the woods around a campfire, doing some really good LSD. I walked into my dad's house there in Mustang, and on the coffee table there laid a blank sheet of white paper and a black ink pen. and I sat down and I drew my very first piece at that moment, of which is still around, that has become what some would say my definable style. So the art and and that experience kind of, it all came together at the same time, and so I felt like I was empowered, and so that piece, it kind of, and that experience kind of catapulted me into what would become a lifelong journey, which is what's led me to be right here, right now. Uh, I spent a lot of time there in those early years experimenting with psychedelics predominantly, and the scene I was with ended up, I don't know exactly how, but we weren't. It wasn't like a party. I would say, as I look back, it was more like a quest. I was searching for spiritual experience, and I look back around those times, and that would have been the 80s, mid 80s or so. That I just feel so lucky. Although I've been through the ringer like most of us have, but there was when methamphetamine started to come around, which was a little later into, I'd already been doing psychedelics, and I got into weed, of course, and started drinking some beer and stuff, but predominantly psychedelics. Um, and that kind of tied in well with the subculture that I was part of, the skateboarding scene and the music and stuff like that. And but there, like I said, this crank started to become around, and I can look back now and see that, there was a group of us that kind of veered off into that realm of music and psychedelics, and then there was the other group, dear friends of mine, most of which are gone now, veered off into that realm of speed and methamphetamines, and it was two distinctive paths. And I think that although I did do quite a bit of research I mean, a great deal of research, quite honestly, towards the end of my career there, but I think that had it been meth or crank or whatever it was at the time that I would have discovered first, because I was going to do something. I know now it was going to happen. I was already, since I was a little kid, I was behaving alcoholically, in an extreme way. I did everything every absolute thing I've ever done has been done to a full extreme. And so, I just look back and it's like, had I taken that path, I'm certain that I wouldn't be here today. But who knows? I mean, my higher power has got some pretty good plans, it seems like. So, but so I veered off into that world, and I ended up at around the age of 18 or so, maybe 19, making my way out to San Francisco, uh, which further embedded this psychedelic experience. The psychedelics were hot and heavy in the early 90s out there. Stuff was really strong and clean, so they would say, and so and I got immersed into that kind of. There was a resurgence of this kind of hippie culture, and I found myself kind of being drawn. I went from punk rock music uh, into being drawn into, like the Grateful Dead and that kind of scene. It's like there was what I call now like a fellowship, a sense of family, in that scene, a really a wild subculture that I just became engulfed with, because one, I could sell my art in parking lots, kind of like a gypsy, and I could do drugs, and because everybody was doing the same thing, they were selling art and they were doing drugs, and it was like this wild time. But and I found myself constantly seeking some kind of purpose. I mean, I was very intentional, but I had no sustainable results. I can see now, I didn't know then, but I felt like I was on this path. But I had some, some what I would consider internally some small, uh, amounts of success. I felt as if I had come from nothing. I had nothing, and I built this, empire, which was probably actually all ego. and I became self-taught in the world of serigraphy or screen printing, and I was fortunate enough to work with some individuals in the Bay Area that taught me about marketing and manufacturing and things of that nature. And so I came back to Oklahoma strategically to not only pursue art, because out there what happened was, I went out there to be this world famous artist, and I'm just a kid, right? But I've got these great ambitions, and I get out there and I'm like, shit, there's some really badass artists out here, and lots of them, and I'm just this kid from Mustang, Oklahoma, and but I felt like something was going on in Oklahoma, so I came back to Oklahoma strategically. One, because like I was saying, out there was so much art and creativity going on that I found that I wasn't driven to create it. I was absorbing the experience, but I wasn't driven to create it. And I felt like, I was missing something. I felt like I wanted to create something, in some kind of defined path for my own sake. So I came back to Oklahoma and I started up a screen printing shop, a t-shirt shop, which is what I specialized in the Bay Area for the few years that I worked out there. And I got really good at it. Came back and was pretty savvy, and this business grew. Again, I was still young. I was in maybe 21 or something by this point, 22, and the business took off. And we did really well with that business. And at that time, I had stopped doing LSD. I smoked copious amounts of weed. I'd made some connections in California, and so I would have this weed shipped into Oklahoma from Northern California, and I loved smoking weed, and but I never did smoke weed to feel creative. It was I always had to do uh, all my conceptual stuff before I got high, and then I would get high after I conceived the project, because it just didn't work for me. A lot of my friends could get high and play music or whatever, and they were like, whoa, but when they weren't high, they couldn't do anything. And I was quite the opposite. But one day, so I didn't even drink at this point. I quit doing LSD, and the only thing I did was smoke weed. Well, during this, business, and I was pretty productive, I felt like at these times, but I challenged myself. I was like, I wonder how productive I would be if I quit smoking weed. So I quit smoking weed for 30 days, and I was like, wow, I was productive before, but I'm super productive now, and this should have been a telltale sign for me. But so I quit smoking weed, and I picked it up a couple of times after that fact, but that was, again in the 90s. And I was very specific.
Oh no. Oh no.
Brooks, you gonna shoot a text?
Yeah, let me send him.
Hey, someone needs to get a screenshot of that. Right where it froze him.
I'm doing it right now. Save that to my desktop. Okay, I'm gonna send him. Frozen.
Oh man.
Okay, cool. He'll be coming right back.
Yeah.
I'm liking his story though. That's really fucking good.
I'm right in it, bro.
I'm fucking
in it.
yeah, dude. I'm just absolutely.
It's like watching a movie and then it just goes off on you. And
It's
you're
like
like,
the Netflix. What was the Netflix with the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight?
oh yeah, yeah, golly. I was in California at that time, and we were watching it in a fifth wheel out there at the Tech Nine concert. They had like fifth wheels parked out there, and I was watching this fifth wheel, and I mean, it's crowded inside there, and I'm just like this. And I didn't even want to watch the fight to begin with, but it was so
Yeah.
cold outside, bro. I didn't want to go outside either. Yeah.
Yeah, we were playing a show that night, and I thought it was I don't remember what was going on, but it was frustrating. Almost got Netflix that night. Glad I
was
didn't.
Screaming at my TV. I thought it was my internet, but it wasn't.
Here he comes. All right.
Go.
All right. We gotta get again, man. We're back. We can hear you. Yes. Okay. Man,
Oh, man, who
you
knows?
had us. We were just like in, and then it froze. So 90s,
Oh,
you'd stop
man, I'm
smoking
so-
weed. Always cool. Yeah, it's fine, dude. But I know
So-
right where you
so
left
you-
off. You were 90s smoking weed, and you'd stop for a little bit.
Yeah, I stopped smoking weed, and so I would. I was very specific about how I did drink, but this is what I drank. I drank 6 beers a year. That was it. Throughout the course of a year, not at one time.
Why?
And
Why?
I would make margarita. Huh? I don't know. I was like, I kind of had a thing against drinking at the time. You know, I was like, I don't know why, but I kind of became, you know, like the guy that quit smoking cigarettes and then suddenly, you know, you're talking down on everybody who smokes cigarettes. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of deal. Maybe it was kind of that idea. You know, I mean, I would keep beer in the fridge.
No. I'm sorry, guys. Everyone watching and listening, we are so sorry.
I'm trying to communicate with him right now.
Poor Rick, man.
I know. I
He's-
hate that, man.
He's such a good dude, y'all, with a great story.
Hey man, I really like his story. So far.
I said I just get to where I'm sinking my teeth in, and then, okay, he's dipping, coming back. I love that. So the beginning of his story about, because that's exactly what like my parents and brother did with me, and I alcoholically did everything. It didn't matter. That's how I got into music, and you know, more to be revealed. You know, at some point, hopefully. So if you guys need a haircut, Oklahoma City, go see Nemo. List of times, bro.
Yeah. 50th Penn Place.
There you go.
50th place.
Go see him.
I'll be there Tuesday through Friday, 4 to 9 p.m. Saturday, 10 to 7. 10 a.m.
I need to get a
7.
haircut from you soon too.
Yes, book an appointment. I've been booking appointments all day today.
Yeah, but you probably got like a long wait. I can't just
Man, I
come to your
wish you
house
did
anymore.
dreads too.
I mean, you can. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure you can.
More personal
want.
experience,
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah. So,
But you got to come check the shop out, bro. You got to come. To
oh,
the
I'd
shop.
love to. Yeah, absolutely. It's not too far away from me. So,
You didn't hear what I said, did you?
nope.
I said you need to start doing dreads.
Well, the guy that opened the shop, he does dreads and locks. He's good.
Is he
Real
going to
good.
teach you?
I mean, Brian got the time to learn that right now.
It's a process.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well,
It'll be all right. We still got time. It's fine. Totally fine.
yeah. I just feel bad for the people watching.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are holding on.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Let me see. Here he is. Here he is. Get him. There we go.
That's one way to
There
do
we
it.
go.
Hey, can you hear
Oh,
me?
good.
Oh yeah.
Yes, way better. Your
All right.
internet just sucked in that building, huh? Well, can you hear us?
Nah.
Can you hear us?
What if he was fucking with us right now? That'd be,
He might be. That's,
That'd be
man,
great.
I would probably do that.
I think he's frozen again.
No, he's
No,
not.
he's
You can see him moving.
well,
He did.
So I got a question, Emo. We're gonna do
Yes.
another video.
that's a good question.
Yeah.
Soon. It's got to say, I got to sit down. I got so many ideas, brainstorming so many ideas right now. Also, I just got hit with. I got 2 cameos I got to do, and then I got. Man, I had a guy. I kind of told Brooks a little bit. Well, a guy reached out to me from Connecticut. He's a big time barber, and like he's about to send me a big care package, man, and wants to shoot some content with me.
That'd be cool, dude.
Have you ever seen that content of that barber? He walks around and he finds people and he's like, "Hey, you want a haircut?" And he
Talking
cuts
about
their
Vic
hair.
Blends.
Is that what his name is?
Vic Blends, yeah. So Vic Blends actually went through this guy's school.
Oh,
Yeah, and this guy, he's got like 20 years in recovery. Started cutting hair in prison. He went to prison from the age of 18 till he was like 22, and he started cutting cutting hair in prison, and went through school in prison. That's one thing about Oklahoma. I wish they had barber programs, but they don't. And then he got out, graduated and started cutting. Ended up opening up barbershops, opening up a school. Now he does a expo out of Connecticut, an expo out of Las Vegas, barber expos out of those 2 places. And I mean, he's just big time in the barber community. And now he's got 20 years sober and like doing big things, man. And just the fact that he reached out to me was.
That's really cool, dude.
I
So,
couldn't believe it.
my question: you have to have a barber's license in Oklahoma, right?
Right.
But that's not this case everywhere, right?
Yeah, I don't. Oh no! You have to have a barber license every state. It's
Do you?
different.
Okay.
Well, it just takes different hours. Like it's 1,500 hours here in Oklahoma, and then Texas, it's only 1,000 hours.
Okay.
And I heard that we're dropping down to 1,000 hours, but I'm not sure when that's going to kick in.
Okay.
But hey, tell him to go to his local Starbucks and use the Wi-Fi.
I think he's probably scrambling right now. I don't want to send him another message.
Poor
I've
guy.
sent him the one at 725, 728 frozen again. So,
that one reel I posted earlier hit 500.
which one
The reel I posted earlier.
is it
To watch the
regarding?
podcast tonight.
Okay, cool. That's good.
Yep.
Yeah. So, if we're talking about ourselves a little bit, at the Goddard Center in Ardmore, our first ticketed sale for the Daniel Card Band is coming up in August 23rd, which is cool. We just set them all our things that are required for the band, which is pretty exciting.
Nice.
That's very interesting. Tickets on sale for $15 to $35, which is
Boom,
cool.
right there.
So what makes it 15? If I want to, what do I get if I buy the $35 one?
I don't even know, dude. I don't know.
Really?
I really don't. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it's probably the front section would be my guess. But I mean, if you guys came, I mean, we would obviously let you guys come hang out backstage.
Hey, I'm gonna come and throw my boxers at you, bro.
Yes. They got to be tighty whities, bro. Silk.
I'm gonna do it and film it.
Do it. Make sure it lands on my headstock and just kind of hangs there, bro. It's got to be. I'll throw the wah-wah pedal on with that, man.
You're gonna take both of your guitars, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, you
Hey,
can throw it
miss.
on one of your guitars.
So y'all did drop the class of '39. That's dropped now.
That's dropped. Yeah, we're just the Daniel Card band, and
So
yeah, all the
shout out
stuff.
the Daniel Card band, guys. Me and my wife went and watched them. And I'm not just saying that because he's my friend, but we went and watched them at the golf. Where was that at?
Surrey Hills. Yeah,
Yeah. So Surrey Hill is the little rich neighborhood and a little rich golf club. But they put on a really great show, man. And
appreciate that. Man.
I love Daniel's voice. He's got a hell of a voice.
It's a very distinct voice. I love it. Like, it's so cool because we got. I'm not gonna tell his business. Right around when I got sober, we started playing music together, and it's just the rest is kind of history. It's really cool, man.
Dwayne D. Wow, from UK. What's up, Dwayne? From UK.
I don't know how long you've been watching, Dwayne, man. This story, I mean, just hang on. It's so good. Guy was talking about, yeah, I mean, we can kind of recap it, but like he went to basically Ashbury in San Francisco into psychedelics. He just got the part where he realized he could be more productive without marijuana, which is a go figure thing.
I like what he said where he was like ADHD. Pretty much I'm pretty sure that's what he was saying he had, but they didn't have any diagnosis back then.
Yeah. That's
what I had as a kid or still have. And I can totally relate to that. So when I'm creating, whether it's videos or whether it's creating a haircut, I'm totally zoned in. And
hyper focused.
I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
In real life, and it drives my wife crazy.
That's what. Yeah, I think. I guess I feel like that is a common thread with people in recovery a lot of times because I'll hyper focus on stuff. It just won't let it go, and then move on to the next thing, and then got 7 things going. Sure, it keeps going. Phone keeps glitching, shutting off, and does all this crazy shit when it boots back up.
Well,
I'm gonna see if you don't have a laptop, do you?
And if we got to postpone it, I mean, it maybe next time we can get them in person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you just can't help.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. Everybody watching, post your clean time in the comments. I want to see something.
Yeah. I'm Hey, what browser's recommended for StreamYard? It's Safari, right?
No, if it's on,
I'm on Google right now. I'm on Google.
If he's on his phone.
Yeah, that's what I typically use. He says he's getting ready to try and hop back on. Just 1 second. So he does not have a laptop. I asked him. Yeah. I'm just gonna tell him, man, we're sorry. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this is definitely we're gonna have man, my goal 6 to 9 months, be back in a live space weekly, and then like I said, I'd obviously like to have him.
For like whenever we're like talking to people and
across the pond, we had somebody who tuned in from the UK. Timothy Polardi, December 27th, 2022. Congratulations, my friend. I'm gonna throw that up there. Who else we got on the comments?
We need to have him as a guest.
Yeah, he qualifies.
Yeah, he does qualify. He's always on. Timothy, reach out to me. I'll get you scheduled.
If you want to, no pressure.
If you want to, I really want you to come on the podcast. You've been one of the people that watch all the time. Like, I definitely want to get you on. If you can, just send me a message on Facebook.
Yeah, I would say
on Facebook.
The best way, man, is through his direct message, man. Business Suite, we don't check it as much. I mean, we do. Like, I try and stay on top of that as best I can, but we all, unfortunately, all have 9 to 5 jobs, and sometimes more than that. All of us work a significant amount of hours. So especially Nemo, he works 26 hours in a 24-hour day some days. So I have days like that, but not as frequently as him.
I think it'll pay off one day.
Well, that's the thing, man. I'm not going to bring the whole church thing in, but like I went to church for the first time this morning in a while, and it's
Nice. What was
funny
the
that
message? Tell me what the
okay,
message.
that's what I was about to get into is it's gonna be things aren't just gonna be given to you. You got to work for them, and even though you're stressed and dealing with all the stuff, if you don't put the work in, you're not just gonna get that instant gratification. He does like when you ask God for the blessings, He's going to give you the means to accomplish that through your own work and well-being, not just hand it over to you. Otherwise, you wouldn't appreciate the gift. And I guess that's been a common thread over the last week. I keep hearing back and forth is you're working, you're tired, but just keep going, because like that's me. I'm exhausted, dude. I've been stretched thin, but like my spirit's good, which is cool. I'm tired all the time, but like I said, I'm good, man. I know that nothing comes for free.
Well,
You
yeah,
got
and faith without works is dead. I mean, I, I think
100%.
I think that's just a universal law that we. I mean, it's just a universal law. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. Ain't nothing handed to you. I was listening to. Have you ever heard of Jim Rohn?
I've
So
heard that name. I feel like.
so my buddy Joshua Russell, he sends me. He'll send me motivational videos from Jim Rohn every day. He's been sending them to me every day, and so I've been listening to him. And he was talking about how like nobody's coming to save you. You know, that don't mean that you can't, have help. And get help. But when you come to the realization that nobody's coming to save you, and that everything, see, Joshua's watching right now, and that everything is already yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you got to get up and get out and get it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a common thread with alcoholics, addicts, etc. Is we used to treat the feeling inside with that instant gratification tool we had, and
we want,
yeah.
and we don't practice delayed gratification. We want
Yeah.
to feel good right now, and we don't care who we hurt while doing it.
Yeah. Well, and like with that, it's funny you say that, like my excuse I used for a while, well, I'm not hurting anybody else. Well, how do you think it affects other people when you disappear for days on end, stuff like that. So
Sure. And the addict or alcoholic hurts way more people than just himself.
yeah.
And especially the kids that are affected by that,
Oh, 100%.
That right there has a lasting effect on those kids.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing about being in recovery, you get to mend those relationships. That's one thing I never thought possible. I was able to mend that with my daughter, and now, our relations is better than ever,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that those things can't be restored, if you turn your life around and go the other way. I mean, I believe God, that's what he's all about, is restoration.
Yeah. What's Chris sending
me? Dude, this is what my life is like.
He wants me to look at his crotch, Nemo. We tell him why.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Here, let me tell you something crazy. So let me explain this to you. So it's crazy you bring up Joshua Russell because
he's in the chat right now.
Okay, he'll remember this. Before I started the podcast, me and Josh and Blake Beckner, we were all at a men's retreat, and I was talking to them about it, and I was like, I felt like that my plate was full, and if I did that, it was gonna be like, I'm gonna be busy as fuck, and it's gonna make things hard for me. And then what the heck? And then as of recently, I've taken on more and more challenges. I've figured out that I can handle a lot more than what I thought I could.
What's up, Brooks? Where'd you go?
I hit a button. That wasn't anything weird. Sorry. It was weird, but it wasn't that kind of weird. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm trying to send you guys this right now.
Oh. Is it our plan B?
No, not yet. Okay, that's what I want to do. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, so I haven't heard back from him, and it's fine, man. I really wanted to hear the rest of the story, but man. It's all right though. It's man, it's going to be part of it when we go remote. Technology, it is what it is. So
Like, what I was saying is like I was talking to them about the podcast, and they were telling me just to do it, and they were telling me just to do it. I didn't think it was gonna make it this far.
Well, that's just it. Don't you think like when God puts something on your heart and it gives you a vision that nobody else can see, why not take that step of faith? What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to fail. You'll probably fail a lot, but I think if you just keep at it, you're going to succeed eventually.
Well, that's what they say is about some of the most successful people. They may have failed 1,000 times, but they tried 1,001 times, and that's just it right there. So
I also heard something. To be a professional, you have to practice until you can't get it wrong. Isn't that correct?
that sounds about right. Yeah.
And then to try. Wait. What is it? I'm trying to think of what it was. To be a professional, you practice until you can't get it wrong. And when I thought about that, I always think about Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. Those dudes practice like 3 times a day. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
nonstop. And whenever I first started doing things, I try to like when I grew up skateboarding. That's what I grew up doing. That's the one thing I'm good at. I'm not good at it no more. But that's the one thing I was good at. I love skateboarding more than I know more about skateboarding than probably anyone that you probably ever met in your life. And
I think we're getting spammed right now, y'all.
But I mean, look at the comments. What's it saying? Oh yeah, let's kick this. Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, hold on.
Oh, what the heck? But I put so much into
Who's that
skateboarding
from?
that it became my entire life. But then I broke my kneecap.
Okay, let me find those comments. Hold on.
What the heck was
Overview. Is that whose page? That's on your page, Nemo, I think.
Yeah, well, of course it is.
Yeah.
It's Chinese or something. I mean, I'm trying to find it.
You'll have to do it from your personal profile.
Yeah, I am on there. I just can't.
Let me make sure it's not mine. I don't think it would be mine, but yeah, that's love you everyone. Please subscribe to my page. Outstanding Live.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's just keep it on there. It's fine. Yeah. Just in case.
I think he's just from another country.
Well,
he just loves everybody.
I guess I'm gonna get off here then, y'all.
Well, we got like 10 minutes. Let me just hold on. Wait, so we have a conclusion for this. I'm just gonna ask him, would you like to reschedule?
Yeah.
And figure out when that is for in person. And we can do that, and then we'll just make the plan right now. Because we're about 10 minutes out from the episode. And do we want to put this one on Spotify, or how do you guys want to do this? Probably not. Yeah.
No, we'll just.
I'll make short clips, and that'll be about it, probably. Because it'll post to our page. So I'll just try to. I'll make some shorts. And
well, you can make some shorts, like for when we have him on,
next
later.
time.
Yeah, we can do that, and
then hopefully we can get him on live, like we can get him in person next time.
So tell me, guys. Okay, so I know the 6th we're obviously have another commitment, but the 13th, 20th, and 27th. What do you guys got?
Okay, hold up.
I know we're not doing anything on the 6th.
Yeah, we're not doing nothing on the 6th.
Remember the 6th.
What day is your day, Brooks? When you?
So we don't want to do anything Easter.
Mine's the 18th, so it's not anything we got to worry about conflicting with us. Yeah. Okay. So what day's Easter?
Sunday.
20th. So we got the 13th and the 27th. No, yeah, 13th and 27th. Let's
see if he wants to do the 13th.
Okay.
Yes, Kenny Calhoun said, "Do a redo, please." We're gonna get him back on, y'all. And we're gonna do it live in person next time.
Yeah, I'm trying to coordinate that right now, dudes. So, and we do like at some point. We've never really done this. We kind of heard Nemo's story a little bit, but I don't guess me and Chris have ever really told our story, what that looks like.
Yeah, never have.
I mean,
we
we can
touched
all
on it.
three. We can all three come on and tell our stories. Like separately.
I also got some things that I want to discuss, like things that I've actually been running across that I personally don't agree with, and I
Well,
wanna
you
see
got
what
10
you
minutes,
guys-
bro.
Yeah, what is
Well,
it?
like, what do you guys think about co-ed sober living?
Okay, so it's funny you said that because I ran across a fellow who runs one of those this weekend, and I got his take on it, which was it's an interesting take. Okay, being forced to cohabitate with male and female couples, right? Plus, you have your singles wing and then single male, single female. But it forces the people who are not in the couples to cohabitate with people who are, in relationships and stuff like that, and learn how to operate and make friends that without a motive there. Well, I mean, in theory. So, like I said, I get that. Just from the outside does not sound like a good idea to me. But
I don't like co-ed rehabs.
No,
Because I mean, you take drugs and alcohol from a person, and like in the beginning, that's all our mind is on. We think a relationship's gonna fill that void, and so we get into rehab and we meet the love of our life in rehab, and we just think everything's gonna be great. Oh, you did that?
yeah, twice.
You done that twice? I got it. Oh.
Okay, so this was all right. So first time 10 years ago, 11 years ago, and man, this is a fucked up spot. Like we'll get deep real quick. So like I just lost my grandfather. The girl that I was with got pregnant, overdosed, and died with my baby in her stomach. And I rebounded into that situation while still in sober living at the rehab I was at 12 and 12. So yeah, it didn't end well. But I was in a fucked up hot mess. And then this last time, this was more of a fun thing. I caught feelings, but realized, when I was actually trying to work a program that maybe wouldn't work out. So but yeah.
Yeah.
So,
12 and 12, I went through 12 and 12. I've seen it a lot.
Yeah.
I personally didn't try to get with anybody in 12 and 12 because, I mean, I had a girlfriend at the time, but that was sneaking me in drugs to rehab. But yeah, I seen it. People getting pregnant in there.
yeah.
I mean, there are girls getting pregnant. It's crazy.
oh man,
So did you send them the text message?
I did, man. This is what we got. I said, no worries, dude. We're sorry. Would you like to reschedule in person? I sent that, and then I haven't heard anything back. So, well, like I said, we got like 5 minutes. We can. Oh, he said, yes, please. The only thing I can think of, my phone is shot. Okay, so let me just confirm this with him. April 13th.
In person.
In person?
Yeah.
Because we are
man, make sure y'all
dying.
go feed Brooks.
Okay, so we are good to hear the rest.
Okay, well, whenever
Put him on the calendar, April 13th.
all right, hey, whenever we whenever we do his, I'm gonna have to come back to this and do some editing.
He said yes, in person, so we're good.
Okay, so I think in this, what's up from Bangladesh? I think the guy is a real dude. He's a real person.
Okay, cool. Well,
So he's not spamming us.
I can't believe that you were about to delete his stuff, Nemo.
You were.
I know. I'm just fucking with you.
All right, y'all. Well,
it's been good, man. Yeah, I think we'll just take clips from this. And this is episode 43.2, we'll say, or 42.1. 40.
yeah,
This is what are we gonna call this
Season
episode?
2, episode 42.5.
No, that wouldn't be right. It would be
thank you, Melanie Mack. Love her.
Hey, you gonna shout people out?
Yeah, I'll shout people out. Hey, guys, sorry again. We had technical difficulties. We will get him back on April 13th in person, and I would love for y'all to join us live. Hear his story. It is amazing. Matthew Cecil, Timothy Pilardi, Mike Blanco, Valerie Oberly, Tanya Shields, Izzy, Clinton Cole. Let's see. Kathy Bab. Sorry if I said that wrong. Kendra Allen, Kelly Anderson, Kenny Calhoun. Reminds me of Cut Calhoun. Amber Jennings. Let's see. Dwayne D-Boy Spooner. He said he's from Georgia. He said he's a barber too. Shout out all the barbers. Edna Kidd, Melanie Mack, Joshua Russell, and the guy from Bangladesh. I can't read that.
You can't read that?
I can't read that.
I'm just playing. I can't either.
I'm not fluent in Bangladesh, but that's awesome, man. We got someone from I couldn't even tell you where Bangladesh is.
Yeah, we also had whatchamacallit, somebody from the UK earlier. Did you mention that?
Yeah, that was Dwayne. He's from Georgia originally and moved to the UK.
Okay, cool. Hell yeah.
And Lane Cots, Desiree Laney. Guys, thank you for watching, and sorry that we, shit happens.
It is what it is, man. Like I said, we're moving to be in person coming up. Thank you guys for sticking it out with us, dude. We still have been able to touch a lot of people. And Rick just messaged also his Facebook is glitching and everything. So, but yeah, like, share, subscribe. I said anybody being affected by alcoholism, drug addiction, man. That's what we're trying to do is just raise awareness and show that, like I said, life can be great and better than it was ever while using drugs and alcohol. So I'm going to do the outro. Tune back in April 13th. Rick Sennett live in person in the studio. So thank you guys.
This Swing Dave called this number back. I need $25 for this walk around sit down chair.
Productions.
We need some PK scratches in the middle of that.
Okay, I can do that. All right, sayonara, guys.
All right, see ya.